All right, let's go. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael Music. It is 12:19. I'm a bit late getting started. So I'm gonna get right into just reading Autosuggestion. That's what we're reading today. Yesterday we left off on the idea of reading out loud twice daily the written statement of your desire for money and see and feel yourself already in the possession of the money. And that was kind of the main takeaway from that last page. Really, all we did was get through 2 pages yesterday, and so it's interesting that um, yeah, you can write down your goal card. Yeah, you can have what you want on it, but if you're not seeing and feeling yourself already in possession of the money, and not only that, I think additionally you want to actually think about the service that you're rendering, right? You can't there's laws here. You can't just get $100,000 a month. You actually have to be worthy of getting the $100,000 a month. It's just the law of reciprocity. Like, you got to give if you want to receive, right? So um that's the main thing we talked about. I'm going to continue on and keep reading through auto suggestion, see if we can get through. I know we are on a little bit of a time limit, so let me get started. Go back to these 6 steps described in chapter 2 and read them again very carefully before you proceed further. Then, when you come to it, read very carefully the 4 instructions for the organization of your mastermind, for your organization of your mastermind group, described in the chapter on organized planning. By comparing these 2 sets of instructions with that which has been stated on autosuggestion, you of course will see that the instructions involve the application of the principle of autosuggestion. Remember, therefore, when reading aloud the statement of your desire, through which you are endeavoring to develop a money consciousness, that the mere reading of words is of no consequence unless you mix emotion or feeling with your words. Let me pause real quick. We're looking to develop the money consciousness. So so how do you develop a money consciousness? Is it, let's say you followed the instructions on the chapter of desire. Let's say you wrote your goal down, you got it on the goal card, you're repeating it, but you're noticing like, you're not thinking about it all the time. It's not a burning obsession. It's not really, it was a want that wasn't planted properly in the subconscious mind. So what's the difference? What are we missing here, right? It's the fact that you didn't mix feeling or emotion with it. And this is to myself. Why am I not constantly thinking about the money that I have on my gold card? Because I'm not mixing enough feeling or emotion with it. And it's this, like, you got to realize the emotion is driven in the subconscious mind. So that's what makes it consume you. That's how you become obsessed with your desire. So that's where the money consciousness is. That's the key that I feel like a lot of people really miss out on these 6 steps, including myself. When I say a lot of people, I'm actually rereading these steps just to make sure that I'm actually following them. Um, okay, cool. So if you repeat a million times the famous MLQE formula day by day in every way, I'm getting better and better, without mixing emotion and faith with your words, you will experience no desirable results. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts which have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. This is a fact of such importance as to warrant repetition in practically every chapter, because the lack of understanding of this is the main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of auto suggestion get no desirable results. All right, so we just touched up on it briefly, and Napoleon Hill actually repeats right here that this is so important to mix the feeling and the emotion. This is what I realized. Don't get me wrong, as I'm reading this book, like, I'm not necessarily teaching it. I'm just trying to have a open discussion about what is presented here. But I realized the thing I'm missing, the reason my goal hasn't like consumed my entire being is because I'm not mixing enough emotion or feeling with the goal. And even Napoleon Hill, I'll repeat it again. This is a fact of such importance as to warrant repetition in practically every chapter, because the lack of understanding of the fact that your subconscious mind will only pick up on thoughts mixed with emotion is the main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of autosuggestion get no desirable results. Plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with thoughts or spoken words which have been well emotionalized with belief. So that's an interesting way of putting it. I never read it like that. Well emotionalized with belief. What does it mean to not only add feeling or emotion with your words, but what does it mean when you add the feeling of motion, the feeling or emotion of belief with your words? Right? Like, what is belief? What is faith? Didn't we talk about last week how faith is a emotion? It's a state of mind. So we're kind of working on that principle. And it's like, okay, you got to understand faith to mix that with using the law of autosuggestion. The two go hand in hand with one another. So, very interesting distinctions here. He says, do not become discouraged if you cannot control and direct your emotions the first time you try to do so. Remember, there is no such possibility as something for nothing. Ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind has its price, and you must pay that price. You cannot cheat, even if you desire to do so. The price of ability to influence your subconscious mind is everlasting persistence in applying the principles described here. I'll repeat that again. So you cannot so what are we looking to do, right? We're looking to reach and influence our subconscious mind. All right. Is it simple? No. Does it have a price? Yes. What is the price of the ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind so that you can actually take massive action? Like, what is that price? How much does it cost? What's it going to cost you? And and according to Hill, the price is the the price of the ability to influence your subconscious mind is everlasting persistence in applying the principles described here. You cannot develop the desired ability for a lower price. You and you alone must decide whether or not the reward for which you are striving or the money consciousness is worth the price you must pay for it in effort. Wisdom and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money except in a few very rare instances where the law of averages favors the attraction of money through these sources. The method of attracting money described here does not depend upon the law of averages. Moreover, the method plays no favorites. It will work for one person as effectively as it will work for another. Where failure is experienced, it is the individual, not the method, which has failed. If you try and fail, make another effort and still another until you succeed. When I first read that line, I thought that was really interesting. Let's say you failed once. I failed, or I've experienced temporary defeat plenty of times, and I was like, sheesh, like this thinking grow rich stuff doesn't work. But it's not that it doesn't work, it's that I wasn't doing it right. You see, Wallace D. Waddle says it's not about doing certain things, it's about doing things in a certain way. If I'm not following this book in the certain way, of course it's going to fail. If I'm not waking up each morning, going to bed each night, thinking about this goal, and not only reading it, but actually mixing the emotion of belief while I read it for 30 minutes, morning and night, then who am I to say that this is going to fail if I haven't tried that yet? So it's not that this will fail. he's saying that it's actually us that are not doing it right. Your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire has become a burning obsession. Wow. So we're talking about concentration on a given desire until it has become a burning obsession. Very cool stuff. I'm going to end it there. I know it's only 10 minutes, but we're on a time limit today. So we'll continue on the journey of autosuggestion. I've only been reading 2 pages each time, but I'll say this. This is the chapter you want to read if you are to reread it over and over and over again. The law of autosuggestion. This is like no stories, no craziness, no extra fluff. This is like right to the point, how to follow it. We're talking about instructions here. We're talking about key details that were missed out. And yeah, it's about following this law in the right way that will truly help you influence your subconscious mind so that you take massive action on your desires. And therefore, it's just laws of physics from that point on. Like if you take action, you're going to equally get an opposite reaction. So it's essentially about just actually starting. Like, how do you want to get started? So I'll leave you all with that. As always, I'll end it how I always like to end it. Until we meet again in time and space. Peace out, Facebook. Peace out, YouTube. Bye for now.